And welcome to this week's Illinois Wesleyan Titan Coaches Show. I'm Eric Stock, joined by women's basketball coach Maya Smith. Coach, good to have you back.
Good to be here, Eric. Thank you.
It's been a great run for the Titans here in the past couple of weeks. 5 straight victories and continuing success in conference play with a couple of big victories against Wheaton and then on the road at North Central on Saturday.
Absolutely, and our home game here against Wheaton, we just had an incredible crowd. We were energized from our fan base, and it really helped propel us, to the win, which was really great.
Well, and even before that, we take a step back. You beat Carthage to start the conference season, which was a big win. And sandwiched in between that was a game at Eureka, which you won very handily there. And there was a stretch of about, I want to say, 3 minutes maybe to start the second quarter. That was maybe the most dominant stretch it seemed by any team in such a short amount of time. I think it's 15 points in a row in such a short amount of time. And I guess that is just an example of what this team is capable of.
That's a great indicator, and it was our press defense that was getting it done, and in that 3-minute stretch, and boy, we were fun to watch. I mean, we seemed to be all over the place and in the right places. So, anytime you full court press, you're taking a gamble, and you got to gamble that you're going to be in the right places at the right times, and there's so many factors that filter into that. So I was really pleased and excited to see that little spurt happen for us.
Well, and then going to the Wheaton game, big to beat them as one of the elite teams in this conference in the last few years.
Absolutely, and Wheaton's got weapons. They are long, they are lengthy, they've got great shooters. They've got a good post presence. So, and they rebound like crazy. And typically their half-court defense is really tenacious. They really put it on you in the half-court defense, and they rebound well. And I felt like our kids just really rose to the challenge with that game. I could see that they wanted it a little bit more than what Wheaton wanted it, and that was great for them to go out and perform and to gain that win.
And that seemed to carry over on Saturday against North Central.
Absolutely. Our game against North Central, I'll be honest, surprised me a little bit. I did not think that we would. I think Rebecca might have used the word dominate a little bit because North Central.
That's an understatement.
Yeah, North Central has some weapons too, and playing there, like I've heard Coach Rose talk about winning on the road in the CCIW, and playing there, we've not had a lot of success, and it's difficult to play in that facility, in that atmosphere. And I think I told the girls going into the game, one of the ways to hush that atmosphere is to go out and play with poise and to execute what you need to execute, and they did. They were fun to watch.
Well, and I think part of it may be just the sightlines, because it's such a cavernous place.
Exactly.
And maybe that takes them getting used to, the home team plays there all year, so maybe it's easier for them.
I think so too, and the depth perception of it, like you said, the sightlines, it's a different environment. Normally you have a wall behind the backboard, and now you don't. You've got space. So.
Well, you don't have to worry about that here this weekend. You come back home to Shirk Center to play Wisconsin-Stevens Point as you step back out of conference for a little bit.
Yes, and Stevens Point is 4-3. Shirley Egner always does a great job with her teams, as do a lot of the Wisconsin schools. Her team has been known they play with strength. They're a physical type of team. They crash the boards hard. They attack the rim hard. And they typically have fairly good shooters, and she's got a great balance. She starts 3 seniors, 2 freshmen, and then ironically their freshmen get the most minutes on the floor. So they're a little bit inexperienced, which is probably a reason for their 4-3 record.
Well, that would seem to play to your favor, at least in that sense, because you've got a lot of veterans and a lot of leaders out there.
Absolutely, yeah. And I'm pretty pleased with where this team is at right now. And if we take what we did at North Central, it doesn't matter who it was that we were playing. If I just look at what my team did, what the girls did, I'm going to be really happy the rest of the year, because it was a complete game by every player that was on the floor. And that's what you've got to have. You've got to have all aspects of the game. You can't have, too much offense. You can't have too much defense. You've got to have a balance. And every player brought that balance, and it was fun to watch.
How much do you have to scale it back this week for finals, and how much do you concerned about possibly losing some of that momentum while that goes on?
Losing momentum, you just scared the crap out of me there, Eric, I'll be honest. You really worry about stuff like that. You worry about, are they getting enough study time? Are they prepared for the finals? Hopefully they prepared all semester long. That's what I I hope for. But we've scaled back our practices. We gave them Sunday off only. We'll do some individual practices, which help them to work around their finals times and their schedules. And we've had 2 one-hour practices that have probably been 2 of our best practices all year. And they've been light, they've been fun, but yet we're getting stuff done. And I've really liked them.
That's good. Well, I try to be a ray of sunshine on this, so I'm surprised I would scare any coach, least of all you. So after some time off after the 16th, Christmas break and all that, then you go out to Colorado Springs, an interesting place to play for your Christmas tournament.
Absolutely. We're thrilled about our trip. We've got a lot going on. We'll be touring the facility, the Olympic training facility, which I was at this past summer working. And then we'll also be touring the Air Force Academy, and we'll take a hike through the Garden of the Gods. So we've got some fun things planned outside of basketball. And we'll be playing Oberlin, who's doing fairly well this year, and we'll be playing Lewis and Clark. So 2 really good games for us to be competing in out there.
Okay. At some point when we have more time, you have to talk about your experience with that in your initial visit out there with Team USA. Recently announced that Coach Smith is going to be inducted into the Illinois Basketball Coaches Association Hall of Fame, and the team that you coached to a national championship in 2012 is also going to be honored. So what does it mean to you as you look back on that title team and that honor?
Well, Eric, thank you first of all, but I think the biggest thing is, man, I'm starting to feel old, because typically you associate Hall of Fame with older coaches who are retired, but I feel very honored. I feel very blessed. And I know that that result is accumulation of all the players I've coached in the 20 years that I've been here at Illinois Wesleyan. And the fact that I'm going in at the same time as the national championship team, that means even way more to me than the individual honor. But certainly, when that was announced, I started thinking back to my very first class that I recruited, and that was when they became seniors. The first class I recruited as seniors won the first conference CCIW title here for the women's basketball program.
And looking back on it for you, that probably means as much to you as anything, right?
It does, yes. And you know, with our help of social media, Facebook and things like that now, I still can keep, if I wanted a daily basis of what my former players are doing, it's there. Yeah. And I love looking sometimes to see what they're doing with their families, watching them grow, and how they are still staying connected. The friendships that they have made here at Illinois Wesleyan is like anything else I've ever seen anywhere else. And it's amazing how close they remained and how they stay a daily part of each other's lives. It's very humbling.
It does make it easier, and I guess it's a sign that you're not slowing down anytime soon.
I don't know about that. It's harder to get up in the morning, and I'm quicker to bed. So, but it's Illinois Wesleyan has been an incredible place for me to be, and every day I need to be thankful. I feel very blessed, and there's just so many great things that happen around this university, Eric. It's an incredible place, not just athletically, but academically, socially, and our kids get a chance to really grow, and I love seeing that growth.
Well, we appreciate the time. We congratulate you on the honor in advance, and we wish you best of luck the rest of the way.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Eric.